Peter Obi today emerged, not because he just wanted to emerge, but because he saw Nigeria in such a quagmire that is unacceptable to him, and he decided to come. But one of the major characteristics of Peter Obi that has endeared many of us to him, or endeared him to us, is that the man has integrity. He has a backing. All the things he said he did, you can prove them. Yes, they brought Doyin Okupe to be the spokesperson of the party. The DG, sorry. That's okay. But if he is found wanting as a result of money he depredated, he stole, he should go in for it. In fact, the Bible goes further to say that if judgment must begin, it must begin in the house of God. So this is a typical reference to show that Peter Obi is coming to sanitize Nigeria. Very unfortunately too, that the system we belong to, if Doyin Okupe had belonged to the camp that is supporting this bad government, they have a way they will gloss over his case. You know, now we are talking of Dasuki Gate. Buhari himself is a beneficiary of Dasuki Gate. Why was he not brought? Like the first person who spoke before me said, there were people who had serious allegation cases. Up till now, the case of Magu is buried. Lamode, so many cases. It is only when you are not in their good books. And very unfortunately, if they really want to prosecute you to the extent they want, once you tell them you open up, they will just see how to divert and subdue, suppress, bury that matter. Nigeria is not getting it right.
Yes, if I was in the shoes of the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Obi, what I would do is to relieve the DG, the Director General of his campaign, of his duties. I mean, how do you tell people you are an anti-corruption crusader and you don't start with your own person? For many times we have seen that Doyin Okupe has questionable characters. Yesterday was another proof that this man can lead this ship. And for Peter Obi, it would do him very good to pull that man out of his team. Because going out to tell people how we fight corruption, it gives Nigerian rooms or the opposition to ask, have you started with your home? There's this saying my mom will always say, before you go outside to tell your neighbor that you have to clean your vicinity, you must start with yours. So how do you tell Nigerians that you help us fight corruption when you can't even take a simple person, a man of lower authority like Doyin Okupe? Because Doyin Okupe is a lesser evil. When it gets to the presidential seat, he would definitely meet corruption cases higher than that of Doyin Okupe. What would you do? So that's my question to the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Obi.
Told you Peter Obi has integrity. I am yet to see somebody who will say Peter Obi stole money when he was a governor. And if you want to lead people and your life is not going to be the yardstick, an example, please don't bother to lead. We are not interested in politicians who will come and tell us stories. I hear people say this statement this man made is a political statement. That means once somebody says it's a political statement, don't believe it. Why must you govern people by lying or by lies? Because whatever promises you make, people will bank on them. Like when Buhari was coming, that they said they were going to pay 5,000. They made so many promises. Oh, dollar will be 1 naira to $1. The moment they voted for him, the lamentation he came up with was that, oh, he wished he had been voted when he was a younger person. And then number two, he said all those things they said were not from him. I mean, right when he made those submissions, people like us knew that this man has already put himself in a tight corner where nothing should be expected of him. He has already endorsed abysmal failure over all or against all the promises they made. Today, Tinubu has come. The same man who made promises, he doesn't believe in one Nigeria. Muslim ticket, he won't support it. Blah, blah. He said so many things, and now he's talking of grammar that we don't know. In fact, I heard people say that Baba blew all those things, that it was Ola Balu he wanted to say. It's just unfortunate. So what I'm saying is that Peter Obi did well. it wasn't even Peter Obi alone. When a court, in fact in law, they will say a court that has the competent jurisdiction to entertain such a case, and once the court has passed a judgment over a case, it is acceptable to Nigerians. There's nothing we can do except if you say you want to appeal. But given the evidence that this man had actually stolen, maybe for the first time he was fingered among those who stole, and the second time, something should be done. But then, or as it is done, we appreciate it. But then, how many Nigerians have stolen that have been brought to? Tinubu should have been brought to EFCC. Honestly, I didn't come here to talk about Alhaji Tinubu or whatever, because he's an elderly man. I have respect for him, but if you don't respect yourself, now he came up as a critic, so people are now criticizing him because he is the one that is in the fore, and people are reminding him all the things he has said. There are people who are, even Atiku, where did he, if you ask Tinubu where he got his money, he will be fumbling. He will not be able to say categorically this. So as far as I am concerned, EFCC is making caricature of itself by going after certain people and leaving certain. Look at what that young man did when he was brought to National Assembly to read out the names of people sponsoring Boko Haram. He slumped. Are they not making Nigeria a laughing stock? They are making mockery of Nigeria. After that he gone. Now that he's well, can they bring him to come and mention the names? And that is why these things are not being tackled, because the Bible says, because sentence against sin is not executed speedily. That is why the sons of God and daughters of men are set in their heart to do evil, because nobody is tackling it. Please, my prayer through this medium is, I pray Peter Obi wins, and we will work hard to make sure he wins. Let him bring Al-Mustafa to be EFCC chairman, or to both combine EFCC and security. I tell you, so many people who have stolen money in this country will run away. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Just like they ran away when Buhari was the president. But when they saw that the corruption he came to tackle has swallowed him, everybody, Nigeria became a comfort zone. They came back. So I'm just too disappointed, and I am not sure the anti-graft bodies are going to do anything better than what they have done. Unfortunately, Aisha Buhari said they have done their best. When your best cannot be compared, or is not comparable to the yearnings of the masses, you knew these things before you came. You see, as I'm talking now, when you show me, they will be asking, who is this man? Why is he saying these things? What they want us to do is, whatever you see, you keep quiet. It is even goat. If you want to slaughter goat will be able to, make noise, even like sheep. It will bleat out.
Obi is only the scheme shared as is different from any other politician, but the people that surrounded him too, some of them they are also from PDP. Like the case of the DG, in as much as he has found guilty, he will also corrupt the party. This is what the APC did the other time. They attacked Nigeria, they are this, they will fight corruption. When they get into power, they started stealing Nigeria money. Such a person, we didn't want him. In as much he's one of those people that fought forth with Sambo Dansuki, that they stole Nigerian money for ammunition. So this kind of people we don't want there. If Obi is thinking, he said that him he's painting himself like a righteous man, but the Labour Party, they must also watch themselves, because it will also backfire to Nigeria. We found out that later now, when they get into power, corruption will also rampant in our midst.
He should be relieved, because somebody who has stolen has no moral grounds, has no moral justification. He has no local sincus to remain in that office. He has shown that he's not capable. Not the party that removed him, he removed himself. His vice has removed him, and this is how we should begin to clean up Nigeria. But unfortunately, the government will take credit for that. To me, I have not given the government any credit, except they bring out those chronic thieves. There are houses in Abuja here that people stole and kept money. They knew they can't go there. Some you cannot even dare go there, because if you try it, you just get a call from somewhere. Where are you going? Go back. We know all these things. They shouldn't deceive us.
Well, actually, that corruption allegation, in most of the politicians, is very, very common. As in there is a word or a saying or an adage that says that the way that you lay your bed, that is way that you are going to lie down on it. Particularly this kind of a scenario now is the charge of corruption. Actually, now for him to have, gone to the courts, for him not to have been forgiven by the prosecuting agency like EFCC or ICPC, for him not to have not be forgiven to the extent that he was charged to court. Did you understand? So it's been a serious issue, in the party. And look at, this is one major thing that is affecting the country as a whole. People putting their hands, our leaders, the bad leaders. Did you understand? No. Although we still have bad followers as well, but we are praying that God will not even pave way for those bad eggs to emerge.
No, it's high time for Mr. Obi. They can change him, or when he gets to power, they will put him in his position, because these are the people that can stain their government if they get into power.
Once you are in the leadership position or you are appointed in the leadership position, these are the assignments that you are coming in to carry to perform. Did you understand? And it is a cankerworm, for corruption, to be eating, our resources in one way or the other. For example, now let's say if the political right now the Labour Party is the youth party, they are, most of the youths, they are as well willing, to vote, for the presidential candidate. They are willing. Did you understand? And another issue is that the image of the party now is painted black in one way or the other, because all Nigerians' eyes are on campaign program that is going on right now in the political party, in that political, and there's no way the Labour Party presidential aspirant will be happy. Did you understand? To continue with such DG with that character in the office.
It's a very simple issue now. If as a Nigerian, if he feels he was detained or arrested on a certain issue, I think he has his lawyers. The court is there for him to come and prove himself. This government is not after anybody. We have seen what had happened. The government is also, I've been there before. They arrested the accountant general of this country. So if the accountant general can be arrested, who is doing a quick in this country? So for me, the government are doing the right thing. If don't feel that what they have done is wrong, let him go to court.
Actually, it was a sad moment, in the Labour Party right now. Currently, everybody is mourning, in the state of mourning, that particular political party. Did you understand? Because the terrible thing that happened, to the DG, also happened to the rest of the party as well. Members of the parties, the officials of the parties, the party leadership, even the party presidential candidate himself. It won't be in a good form, and in a good condition, and all those ingredients, that could make him to be more aspire to continue his campaign programs and assignments. They have already tackled him. It was an attack. Did you understand?
The brand is already a failure, because not even other people from the other angle, his own followers, they will start bringing doubt on him. People always said, I don't want to perceive or logically to say, you understand, it's too early for Obi to become the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, not because of anything. We the Nigerians and the Nigerian youth need to know him better. We have known Atiku Abubakar for long. We have known Bola Ahmed Tinubu for long. Subsequently, we are on the process of knowing Konkoso and other aspirants. So let Obi wait. We want to know him first. And you can see the consequences of what is happening now. Does that mean by the time he gets to the power, he's going to consume all our money, consume all our funds? It's a question for other people to answer in the next few hours.
So far, if he has got guilty and he has paid the fine, but what about the recovery of the fund that he has stolen? How is the party is going to manage to recover the money that he has stolen? Because actually he's picking the money that is what he used to pay the fines. Did you understand? In the court, did you understand? Then if he has the evidence to back it up that he has not stolen the fund, he has to be glaring in the court due to the jurisdiction of the court. Did you understand? And within the court premises, so it has to be, the judgment has to be given based on that before the party aspirants.